My name is Randy Bigley. Joining me on the podcast from Crawford Partnership, Erin Stine. Good morning, Erin.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Crawford Partnership. People probably have heard of that. What exactly does that mean?
So the Crawford Partnership is the Economic and Community and Workforce Development Office for the county. So our office tackles things like attraction and retention of our businesses. If they want to expand, if they need to build on or add a product line or do something like that. We work with state and regional entities to get them dollars to help them do that. I'm in community development, so that's my lane. So I focus on quality of life, health and wellness, downtown revitalization, and leadership development. And then workforce kind of spans both of those things, right? Everybody needs workforce. Everybody's talking about workforce. To attract a good workforce, we need a beautiful community.
Sure.
We need things to do. We need places to see and, parks to explore. We need all of those things. And then on the business side, we need to make sure that we're supporting our business community on their journey to find the right workforce for them. So that's what my office kind of tackles. We wear a lot of hats and we tackle a lot of things.
Now, when a business comes in and they're looking to locate here in Crawford County, it takes a while. It could take years, couldn't it?
Thank you for saying yes. It takes a long time. It's not quite as easy as just calling up a business and saying, "Hey, you should come here. It's great." And they say, "Oh, okay." There's a lot that goes into it, especially from the industrial side, the manufacturing side. They're looking for really specific things. A lot of times they're looking for a building that needs to already exist. So we've got a nice, robust listing of those kinds of properties, but then some want to build. They need land, they need things like that, they need utilities specific. So there's a lot that goes into it for sure.
Probably even internet, you probably have to figure out how to get like fiber to them, or
Absolutely.
And they probably look at not only Crawford County but the surrounding area, I would imagine too. They probably, and education and all that too, right?
Absolutely. Well, when we talk about economic development, we're talking about at least a 45-mile degree radius around Crawford County. So that's going to grab Richland. That's going to grab Wyandotte, Marion. It's a joint effort. We're really lucky though because we have one of the best assets ever in Route 30. It's a really underutilized resource in our county and in our region, and so we're working really hard right now with Richland County and Wyandotte County. We're working on something called a SEDS, which is a comprehensive economic development strategy, utilizing Route 30. It's got travel reliability. If I can explain that, you're going to go pretty much at the posted rate of speed without slowing down most of the time.
Sure, right.
Which I don't know if you've driven, back and forth from Columbus or up to Cleveland. You're not always going to have that. So that's really something that we're really focused on.
So if a company's looking to locate or thinking about locating in the area, they get a hold of you guys, and you guys can help them.
So we work. We also work really closely with our government agencies, right? So we work really closely with our commissioners, with the mayors of our cities and villages. We collaborate with our city councils. There's a lot of that that happens, but then on the other side, we also we're also able to connect to the state. Jobs Ohio. We're in the Regional Growth Partnership, which again is going to help us grab some of that money that's out there to help. So it's really a collaborative effort. We say that word a lot, collaboration, but it's really necessary for what we do because we alone don't bring a business here.
Right.
We alone don't keep a business here. So it's really a joint effort.
The Route 30, you're right, that's a whole, there's a lot you can do there. There's a lot of areas.
Well, think of all those interchanges where there isn't anything.
Yeah, just farmland.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, we're also not talking about just eating up all of our farmland. That's one of our greatest assets here. But, finding what that balance is. And like I said, we're in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of everywhere, right? So we're on everybody's way to somewhere. And so we really need to leverage that. So
they talk about the new Intel factory that's coming in Columbus, but they probably looked at that for years and probably checked out the whole area. And you have to look at higher education. Can you educate these people to do these jobs? And
do they have places to live?
Right.
Is there appropriate housing? Yeah, there's a whole lot that goes into that, and we're going to be really lucky here in the next few years because there's going to be we are close enough
Yeah.
to reap the benefits of that announcement.
Nice.
People are gonna want to move here because it's an easy commute. They're gonna want to live here. The cost of living is really great. So there's a lot of things that if we continue to keep our ducks in a row and continue to prepare for that, I think we're gonna really see some benefit from that. So
yeah, because the cost of living is a lot better here than living down in the Columbus area, right?
It is.
Yeah, and some people don't like all those people.
Right. Come on to Crawford County. We'd love to have you.
Right.
So.
Exactly. Right. So if a business is interested in coming here, how do they get a hold of you? What do they do?
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
A lot of times we use some online resources, for businesses to kind of submit, or they just, give us a call. So, and then we kind of get the ball rolling. But to be fair, that isn't my lane. So that's economic development. So we recently had a turnover in our economic development office. Gary Frankhouse, who is our executive director for the last 7 years, really tackled the economic development, and he has since moved on and gone to his family business. And so we are in the process, in the final stages, I must say, of hiring a new economic development director. So it's an exciting time. Of course, we'll miss Gary, but it's going to be a new era of economic development. So I would hope by the end of April, beginning of May, we'd have somebody new at the helm in our office. So stay tuned.
Yeah,
it's going to be exciting.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So who they get.
Yeah.
So do you have a website?
Yes, crawfordpartnership.org. It's a super robust website, so you can find anything you need on there, from the incentives that our county can give. A lot of the data, the census, the 2020 census data just came out, so that's always really interesting to see and to understand. Gives you a good snapshot of what Crawford County is working with. Right. And then on my end, there's a lot of information about community development efforts, specifically leadership development. We're just getting ready to launch our CU Lead program, which is our community leadership program. We've had over 200 people come through that program. So that's going to get started here in the first week of April. So, and then workforce development, there's all sorts of resources. We collaborate quite a bit with North Central State College and the Success Center. We collaborate with Job and Family Services at Ohio Beach Jobs. So we're really trying to work with other agencies that are doing it well and doing it right, and support their efforts as well.
So there's a lot of elements that go into it, right? A lot of cooperation, collaboration.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the things for the partnership, so 11, 12, what year is it? I feel like we lost a few years there.
We did.
And we wrote the 2020 vision plan, and we just launched our 2030 vision plan. But in the 2020 plan, we talked about duplication of efforts, and we talked about how that was a real issue here in the county, where we had all these different pockets of communities all doing the same effort and really working to kind of bring those together. And so that's really something that we were focused on, is we don't need to reinvent the wheel. If there's an agency doing it well, the question is not how can we do it better, it's how can we help support them, how can we work with them. So our office is really focused on that, so we have a lot of partners.
Another plus in Crawford County, if it does all go through, Crestline will have that hub for the Amtrak, so transportation back and forth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be very much a plus for us.
Absolutely. And it's just so incredible to watch all of our different communities. There's a line that we use a lot called the Letterman's jacket mentality, where if we feel like we all kind of we silo sometimes if we're from a specific community,
Right.
But what's important to recognize is that you can have your local pride for your own school, for your own community, but understanding that we aren't competing with each other. We're competing with Columbus and Cleveland, and we're in Toledo, and so that's what our office really tries to focus on, really highlighting the individuality of the different communities, the Crestlines, and the Winford area, and Bucyrus and Galleon, of course, and everyone's got their own kind of unique thing,
right?
Sure. They're all known for something. They're so we always want to celebrate those things. But understand that our office is that office that is like, all right, we got to bring all of that together, because if we're gonna compete with another community, another bigger city for a business, we've got to kind of pool our resources. If that makes sense.
You have to.
Yeah.
So yeah, what is your website?
CrawfordPartnership.org. Yeah, that's where you need to go.
All right, awesome.
So yeah.
Well, Erin, thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate
it. Was my
all
pleasure.
this great stuff and great things coming to Crawford County, right?
Such great things coming to Crawford County. Stay tuned. We're really active on social media too, so you can check out our Facebook page, Crawford Partnership. And we've got a See You Lead page as well that kind of shares our adventures, our experiential leadership program. So that's all over the county as well. So yeah, it's easy to find out what we're up to. So CrawfordPartnership.org or check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. We're on all of them.
Sure, there you go. Thank you so much, Erin.
Thank you.